Testing. We on? We are here live at Smoking Barrel in Mount Holly, North Carolina. Thanks for joining us today. We have a great show for you. We are live on our YouTube channel, Smoking Barrel Cigar Bar and Lounge, live on Facebook, and we are live on the Cigar Extraordinaire's Instagram account. It's very exciting. Whoa, hey. We are now live on Instagram. Technical difficulties with the technical guy. What's up with that? So we're now live on Instagram. So we have today the dynamic duo, the Cigar Extraordinaire T Crocker. I'm Bryan Hough. We are just happy to be here on this cold Wednesday afternoon. Holidays are coming up. Everybody's gearing up for it. Shout out to all of our members. We had 16 families on the Angel Tree. Yeah. They were all gone in 2 days. We delivered everything yesterday to the Mount Holly Community Relief Organization. I appreciate that. I want to pump up the GTG. Let's talk a little bit about what they've got going on right now.
So GTG is doing a collaboration with Mount Holly Community Relief. We're doing a non-perishable food drive and also a coat drive. So what we're doing is the food drive is for Mount Holly Community Relief. The coat drive is going with Steve's Coats for Kids. Everybody know Steve Wilkerson do coat drive for kids every year, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So we felt like as a cigar community that we wanted to get involved with that to let people know that we do more than just smoke cigars and drink bourbon. We have community projects going on all the time. We also teamed up with Smoking Barrel this year and grabbed the angel off the angel tree, and I'm hoping and praying that our little angel be blessed beyond measure for Christmas this year. So we're just reaching out to the community and let people know that we're here.
Absolutely, and all of their Christmases are going to be brighter because of it. And I love the part. It's anonymous. We don't know who they are. They don't know who we are. What really matters is the spirit of Christmas and giving back. Absolutely. So we're excited about that.
Absolutely.
Carolee, get better. Get well. Whatever's going around, you got the flu, you got the COVID still around, and stay well. Everybody, stay well. Let's get well.
Drink more bourbon.
Charlie, WhiskeyTangoCharlie is playing Santa Claus, so he will be finished this week, and will be back with us next week. Yes, you did.
I had Santa Claus at my birthday party.
Now he had the adult Santa outfit on,
yeah,
which was sharp. Like, it was sharp.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm not a big fan of that color of red.
Yeah.
It relates to a certain college next to the college that I like. But it hurt my eyes for a little bit, but because Charlie was being Santa Claus, I was good with it.
All right.
Great time at your birthday party.
Oh.
There are scenes in my head
Whew.
that will never leave my head. I can't unsee it. I can literally not unsee some of the things that took place.
I told you. I told them. Did I not say on the previous podcast, I said, let me apologize for what's going to happen. Ain't that what I said, Bear? That's what I said.
That is not an apology.
Oh, sorry.
That's unbelievable. I mean, that's the gift that keeps on giving all year long. Let's just say we had a good time. When the shenanigans, we'll call it, started, I made a brief appearance to, I think, redirect focus. And we danced a little bit. I looked at Mama Huff across the room. I said, "You ready to go? Like, you ready?" She's going, "Yes." I was like, "Okay, we're out. We're good." Y'all have fun. It's all exciting till somebody puts an eye out.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. But Carly had a ball.
Oh, she had a great time.
I'm so glad to watch her come out of her sort of. But she was.
You posted pictures.
Yeah.
So y'all know what she had on.
Oh, yeah. She shocked a couple people because I clearly expected Carly to show up with her cowboy boots and her jeans on. No.
She wanted everybody to see why we call her the goddess of cigars. She was the goddess. So great time. We all had a good time. Glad everybody was able to come out, support T. We had a great week last week.
Had a ball.
We got a week coming up. We got a lot of things happening. Most importantly, though, right now, to us right now, what are we smoking? What are we drinking? T, what are we smoking today?
We are smoking the AJ Fernandez Dorado. Thank you. Dorado. It is Habano sun-grown Nicaraguan wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, and Nicaraguan filler. All right. So we got Robusto, Gordo, Figurado.
But we're doing the Robusto, right?
We're doing the Toro.
Toro, okay.
We're doing the Toro.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
also coming something I've never heard of. It's Vitalis. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but anyway. Different sizes. It's actually, I've heard so much about it. I've heard a lot about it. I think they introduced this one at the PCA.
This year.
Mm-hmm. So this is new.
This is a good cigar, man.
Yeah, it is.
If you haven't had it, honestly, this is the first time we've had it.
Yep.
Either one of us, right? You haven't had it.
I haven't had it.
Which I like because you kind of get your first impressions on a cigar. It lights up great. I would call it medium plus, almost full. I mean, it's a lot of times people are generalize that wrapper. They say, well, it's not dark, so it's not full enough, or
Right.
it's too dark and it's, whatever, not medium. But
That's good.
this is, which wrapper's on it? Nicaraguan? Mm-hmm. Yeah. This
Sun-grown.
is sun-grown. So I think what you're getting there is more of that sun-grown influence. It's usually a little sweeter,
Yeah.
but it depends on the Lajero and the top of the, where we're getting it. So I really believe you're going to love this. If you're a medium full smoker, the flavor that's in it, and we're just in the first third, I can't say enough good things about it. I don't know what its rating was when it came out. We can certainly look that up. But it's got to be, my guess, it's a 93 or 94.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go with that. That's pretty
On the
good.
Smoking Barrel, Bryan Hough scale of cigars, I'm going to rate this one a 94.
Okay.
And that's pretty good. I mean, we don't get to smoke all the time things that just come out and we're like, oh yeah, it's a 94. So this is good. So what we're pairing this with, I think it ends up being a good pairing. Now it's Elijah Craig small batch, readily available to everyone. We have it here at the bar. I picked it. We haven't had it before, but it's one of those that is very popular.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, I was an Elijah Craig snob. I was.
Wow.
Hand on the Bible. I think it's one of those situations where I had not given it its due. I had not really, I said, Elijah Craig? No, I'm not getting that.
That's good.
And that was my mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
You slept on it, didn't you?
Huh?
You slept on it.
I slept on it. I have to sleep on it. That's me. I'm not a jump up and get it.
All right.
So here's the cool thing. Now I want you to notice, and it's maybe easier with the bottle. That is more. It's not a dark, right? It's not dark. It's more milky, honey.
Yeah.
Okay, amber.
Amber.
Why is that? So you ask yourself, why is that? Because we could look at Woodford Double Oaked, or we could even just look at Woodford or Knob Creek, and they're going to be darker.
Okay.
Okay? And the reason that is, this is a number 3 char in the barrel. So when they char the barrel,
Okay.
you got 5 levels of char.
All right.
Okay, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The higher you go up, the darker the char. So this is a number 3 char,
Okay.
and that's why we're seeing this. So when it's in the barrel, no matter, it's going to be, and I have to see, the small batch is 94 proof, like I said. It is the first known bourbon ever charred in an oak barrel.
Okay. I can get with that.
And it was in the late 1700s. There's many stories about the Reverend, okay, Reggie Foster's mom, you're out there just saying, the Reverend Elijah Craig was a Baptist minister in Kentucky. I don't know about them, but I don't know a Baptist minister today that's charring barrels and doing bourbon. So,
You do, let me know. I want membership.
Reggie says, let me know who that is.
They're not gonna tell you.
So this was
Don't keep that a secret.
this is the first bourbon released by Elijah Craig. It's their first entree into the market. Is a small batch.
Okay.
And that's why they call them the father of bourbon, because they were the first to char it in an oak barrel.
Okay.
Now, here's where I need to get together all of the websites, and I want to write everything that each one says about each other in a graph, because every bourbon place was the originator of bourbon. It's like the old school bourbons, whether it's Knob Creek, what have you, they were the first to make bourbon. So everybody says it. I don't know which one's true, but who cares? It's a great pour. 1798, Elijah Craig made the first out of oak barrel char.
Nah. I don't think they were the first.
So here's one myth, or here's one legend about it on how it happened. So he got his barrel, he's got his bourbon, he's making it, and the place catches on fire. So he has this barrel that caught on fire to get it out, but it's still intact.
Okay.
And the inside of it got charred
Okay.
from the outside fire,
Right.
and it came out, and voila, it had it. It had the color, it had the taste, so that's what started it. So that's one idea. The other story is he used sugar barrels that had been sugar and then aged them in that,
Okay.
and then that gave him the idea. So there's two different stories on how that happened. But Elijah Craig has been an award winner for many years. Mm-hmm. And I just heard my voice like echoing. I think LaShawn was listening to me as she came in the door. Hey, LaShawn. So we had the best small batch bourbon at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition 2018. Double gold, 93 points. Double gold, San Francisco, 21-22, 93 points. Tried and True Award in the Ultimate Spirits Challenge in 2020. There's much more. Suffices to say, it's a quality pour.
So, the Elijah Craig Distillery versus the University of Kentucky for American history studies, because the distillery was run by slaves. And
So-
they worked with them to help teach the history of slavery.
So to highlight the contributions of those enslaved by the preacher Elijah Craig, and to highlight the contributions that were made by those who were enslaved, they have it in a studies class at the University of Kentucky to make sure people know the contributions that were made by all. So how's that?
Uncle Nearest.
There you go. And there are many more, I'm sure. 1798, well before 1863, 1865, right? So T keeps drinking this. Don't turn that around so people know what you're drinking. You can't do that. Why do you keep drinking that? She's not drinking Elijah Craig when she makes that face. So there you go. Thank you, Jack. That's our bear over here, Jack. Jack Hough is on it. So we went to Heaven Hill Distillery, where Elijah Craig is distilled in Bardstown.
How many
Kentucky.
Bottles, how many bottles were you allowed to get?
A small batch really wasn't available at the distillery. I mean, yeah, it was. I'm sorry. It was readily available. Like, I could get all the bottles I wanted, right?
Really?
The Elijah Craig toasted barrel, we could get one.
Really?
That's it. You get one. And they didn't have the Heaven and Hill bottled in bond. They didn't have a lot of the special bourbons there at the distillery. Honestly, it was one of the best tastings that we went to. We went to Willett, ate lunch, and then went to Heaven Hill, which is all right there in Bardstown. And to me, we got to taste 5. And the cool part was 12 people didn't show up for the tasting. So it was us and one other couple. So myself and Matt, my friend that was with me, and one other couple was there. So we really got one-on-one attention in talking about. So the mash bill comes from the guy that's doing it today was at Makers. Okay. Came from Makers to Heaven Hill. Is 71% corn in the mash bill. And it's very consistent. So the difference is the charring, the mixing, the toasted is toasted barrels, right? It's in the name. The proofing. So you're going to get a single barrel. You're going to get the toasted barrel. You're going to get the small batch. We got the Elijah Craig 18-year on the shelf. And you can see the 18-year is somewhat darker. Like, we could bring that over, compare them. It's a little darker. It's been in the barrel longer. So even though it's a number 3 char, it's still going to be darker because it's been there longer.
Oh, okay. All right. I heard that 18 years banging, too.
It's right over there, girlfriend. You try it anytime. I have a bottle at home. We've tried it, right, Jack? The 18?
Yeah, it's good.
Very good.
We had it here, I think, right?
We have it here,
We have it here.
but it's a little cheaper at the house.
Yeah.
Just saying. I mean,
Didn't you come down on the price over?
I did come down on the price on the 18. So come on out. 18's on sale. It's a Christmas sale. Thank you, Jack. It's a Christmas sale. No, but it's good. And I think that you must make it a part of your home, or when you come to Smoke and Barrel any bar, make it part of what you're trying. You know, a lot of people are going to walk in and look for, anything Buffalo Trace, anything, even Four Roses, I think, gets overlooked a little bit. And
That's actually good.
we had the single barrel 2 weeks ago. And we had Eagle Rare last week. We had the single barrel the week before. And I'm telling you, man, that single barrel Four Roses was good.
Yeah, it is.
Really good. So I think the Heaven Hill Distillery, it's big. They have a lot of rick houses. They've had some fires there. They've shared resources with Willett Distillery, which is right across the bridge from the river. So it's a really cool place. If you haven't been to Bardstown, definitely a must. I'm telling you, man,
I like that.
you're getting about halfway through now.
I told you.
After the first third, I'm getting some pepper now.
Really?
I let a little retro go through, not on purpose, but it went through. Got a little tingling going on. Not gonna lie, I may sneeze.
I told you about burning your nose hairs off.
Well, at my age, it beats trimming them.
Listen.
All of a sudden, now look at the back of my head.
Listen.
I'm starting to lose hair. I'm getting thin. I got 2 bald guys sitting right over here. They're taking their hats off going, what's wrong with that? Hey, I'm going to hold on to it till Mama says shave. Okay? But the older you get, what? She'll love it because it's smooth. No, what I'm saying is, the older you get hair growing in places you don't want it, and the hair you want growing into places, it's going away. It just happens. That's why every man in America over the age of 50 better have a trimmer. I mean, you got a bush coming out your ears and your nose, you better be trimming that. If I see that, listen, my dad
You know what?
is one of the finest people in the world. My dad is one of the finest people in the
You
world.
mess with Papa Frank now.
Papa Frank is a great dude. I was fortunate to have him as my father.
That's my dude.
He is awesome.
That is my dude right there.
Papa Frank got to about 75. Now, he's 82 right now. Getting ready to turn 83 in April. He swears to me he uses the trimmer I gave him. I said, Dad, at this point, we need a weed eater. So I take him into the bathroom, and I take out my trimmer, and I trim him up. You know, I'm like, I don't need to see, that. Got to trim. Can't have the hairs coming out of the ears and the nose. I ain't doing that.
You gonna leave Papa Frank alone.
Hey, man, Papa Frank is a smooth dude.
That's my dude.
You seen him
man.
dress?
Yeah, that's my dude. I told
Always pressed.
you. Always. I love. He come up here and watch football. I love chilling with Papa Frank.
Papa Frank used to talk a lot. Okay?
He talked to me.
He don't talk much. But what he says, he's like E.F. Hutton.
Yeah, you better listen. You better listen close.
Oh, this is funny. Y'all love this? So, we all have to work, but we don't have to. I mean, a lot of our workforce we have a couple other businesses. We own 6 vape shops. So in our vape shops, a lot of the folks that we have working with us are between the ages of 18, maybe 25. Like the majority are in that age, right?
Right.
So my partner, Wayne, is trying to give an illustration. He said, so Paul Harvey said the rest of the story is crickets. Who's Paul Harvey?
That part.
Right? And we're sitting here, man. You don't know who he is either, do you? Right? How about Walter Cronkite?
I do.
You know that name, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, Paul Harvey used to be on the radio a lot. I mean, he did a lot of other things, but he would come on the radio, and he would give these great stories, like things you never heard, and it would always be the rest of the story.
Right.
So that was his tagline, and it was just funny. You come up with these taglines or these things that you say that you got to consider your audience, right? Because even though everybody's got their phones over here, and in 2 seconds they can look it up, you ain't getting it. Can't identify. Man, that's good. Now I'm starting to get some a little bit of leather, maybe a little hay, and it's starting to smooth out. That last one, this is starting to smooth out. It's good.
Like that? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So this is one of the new ones we got in the humidor. So I said AJ Fernandez, New World, Dorado. We got this one. We got the EP Carrillo Encore, which I like.
Well, I had that one.
You like that one?
I had that one Monday night.
Okay.
I had that one Monday night. Very good.
So
Very
you got EP Carrillo Pledge.
Now, the EP Carrillo Encore, now being honest here, that was the first one that I went, I like that cigar.
Really?
The rest of them are okay,
Yeah.
but that one caught my attention, to be
Okay.
honest. I felt better with that
So I
one.
figured you like the Pledge because you're a Maduro smoker like myself.
I haven't had that one yet,
Okay,
but
we
I'd
got
love
that
to
one.
try it. Okay.
He also has one called Dusk. Some people love it. I can't smoke it.
What is it about it you don't like?
Taste.
It's the taste.
Taste. I
It
just
comes
can't.
on, you don't like it.
It's like a punch in the throat.
Throat punch?
The throat punch.
That part.
That
Okay.
part.
Got it.
And then we got the Raw Dog by Oscar Valladares.
All right. Let's hear about it.
So the Raw Dog is one that they introduced at PCA. The Raw Dog has no wrapper. It's binder filler only. And the thing about the Raw Dog is you don't even have to cut it.
So you smoked it.
It's smoked it. I
I
smoked
saw
it.
you get one.
It's okay. It's all right.
Now, what does that mean?
It's all right. It's something I'll smoke again.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it yet. We had a gentleman the other day pick it up. I kind of explained it to him. He's actually the guy that works on appliances for us. He's fixed our refrigerator here. he
Big
works
Chris?
on the old school stuff.
That wasn't
Nothing
Chris, is it?
digital, huh?
Chris?
No.
Okay.
And he owns AA Appliance
Okay.
in Mount Holly.
Okay.
So he came in with his wife, and he's looking for a cigar, and he had that. So I started explaining it to him, and then I backed up and said, "Now, do you know what you're looking for?" And he goes, "I have no idea." I said, "Okay. And when's the last time you smoked a cigar?" "I can't remember."
Oh.
So I have to ask him, what did you smoke?
Right.
Was it light? Was it? I have no idea.
Ooh.
I said, "You know what? We're in the wrong humidor.
Yep.
I'm gonna take you over here."
Mm-hmm.
I got him an acid Cuba,
Mhm.
and I said, "Let's start with this one.
Okay.
Let's start with this. Let me know how you like it." So he was just coming in, getting it going, which is fine. He's giving us business. We gave him business. He was interested. He wanted to come get it. So I haven't seen him since he, was here. But I felt like I don't think the raw dog's for you.
No.
I just got this sense. I don't think you're gonna be back if you do that.
No.
It might hurt you.
It might hurt.
Now, there's another cigar that we got in from Placencia. It's pretty exciting. Made for the World Cup. Is in the humidor. T has it under lock and key because she's like, well,
No.
those are pretty nice cigars, and I don't want to see them walk out the door.
Right.
Not that anybody would do that. Not saying, just in case. So y'all know we have it under lock and key. So my question to T was, well, if you don't put it out, how you going to sell any? And her response was,
I told you we got it.
there you go. So because T says it, the whole world hears it, that we have it. So we have it.
What is it called?
Can't pronounce it.
It's good.
Green.
I don't know the name of it. What? The wrapper is green. And we
No.
have another box of it coming in. She didn't know that.
It's Placencia. So Placencia made this cigar.
Go get the cigar.
Made this cigar.
We're going to
for-
try to pronounce it because we
Jack.
have some
Jack.
people who speak Spanish in here right now.
Top shelf. Very top.
In the velvet.
It's in a velvet. It's in a velvet green right here. Yeah.
So Jack's going to go get it so we can talk more about it.
So
I just was generically going to say we got the World Cup cigar, but then we got to get into all this. So
right.
here it is. All right, let's open it up. Now you got to say it in Spanish slowly. What is it?
Jessica said that's not Spanish.
Oh, then we all illiterate.
In Spanish, it would be ethical, but it's not. That's like Arabic. Yeah.
Arabic? Well, I guess the World Cup was in Qatar.
Yeah, that's definitely Arabic.
All right, yeah, we can't pronounce that.
No.
Here, let's go.
Ethical.
Hold it up. Mm-hmm.
So we do have it.
Hey, let me see it. Let me see to show everybody that so y'all know we're just not dumb. I mean, we just you pronounce it, Edithal. So that we're gonna call it the World Cup cigar.
That's what we got.
That's what we got. Got another box coming in. So let me tell you why I ordered another box.
Because you like it.
I have not
You have not had it?
had it. I have not had it yet, okay? Last night, my man Sam, that owns Casablanca in Asheville and in Hendersonville,
Right.
came by the shop. He drove all the way down for us to talk. He went through the lounge, really enjoyed it, had a great time with my brother in cigars. He does a tremendous job up there. You guys go by, see him. If
Did
you
he
ever
take all my
riding through
firewood?
Asheville, man.
Did he take all my firewood?
Took all your firewood. I gave him every empty cigar box we had. He wanted it. I have no idea why I didn't ask. I said, you can have them. So we loaded them up, put them in his car. So the reason I'm telling you all this, as it relates to the cigar, he had one, loved it.
Wait, we sold all the boxes?
Yeah, well, they're gone.
I had some people at the dealership that were going to come
We have no more cigar boxes right this moment. So, regardless,
I get first pick.
he loved it and he wanted a box. So I contacted our guy, Wayne Clark, at Placencia, and I said, hey, can you get us another box and my man Sam at Casablanca a box? So he is sending both of us a box.
Miss Fair just told me that it's Arabic for celebration.
Arabic
is.
for celebration. See, we got millennials all over the place.
I knew
LaShawn,
that
did
much.
you look that up or today? Oh, you did. Oh, okay. Do what?
I knew that much.
Okay, you can volunteer it.
I could.
Wait, I mean, sitting over here like,
Yeah.
celebration. We're celebrating. Hey,
The
does
thing
anybody
about that-
know if? So remember,
How much does one of those cost? Mook wants to know.
$70. So Morocco, Casablanca is in Morocco, and they are in the World Cup today. Who won?
They lost by 2.
Oh,
2-0.
oh. So that's where he was born. Hence the name Casablanca for his cigar lounge. So that all went
And I've
together.
actually heard about that lounge too.
And well, Anthony and Sophia introduced me to him
Okay.
the other night, and I'm glad they did. Thank you. So we had a great time.
Cool.
But he's sitting there, and honest to goodness, on the phone, I thought he's Hispanic. Okay? So he gets here, he starts talking. I'm like, he is not. That's not the same as on the phone. Like, that's not what I heard. So I asked him, so I said, where are you from originally? Oh, then we got to play the guessing game. And I say, hold on, who was with me? Harry was in the bar.
Uh-oh.
Harry was sitting with us. He says Sri Lanka, something like that. And he goes, you're close. And I went Eastern Europe. I was so far off. It's the Ukrainian thing I watch every day. Yeah. So, yeah, I missed it completely. But it's that kind of accent, like I didn't recognize it.
So
What are you going to do, Bear?
I was going to say Sri Lanka is where India is.
Right. I mean, it's close to Africa. It's right across. It's closer than Eastern Europe.
It's closer to Maine.
Okay, Mr. Smarty Pants, I get it. All right.
this is what we go through. So So there's been some changes at the hideout. So I call to get Wi-Fi connected, right?
Mhm.
On the phone last night for an hour. No progress. First of all, I'm from the United States. I kept asking the lady, ma'am, what did you say? Because I could barely understand her. And believe me, I work for TSA. I see a lot of international travelers, right? I could talk to them, Even some people that can't speak English, I can kind of either demonstrate or say something to them and they understand me. This chick, no, not happening. So this morning, I called back to AT&T, and I'm talking to this lady, and when she starts talking to me, I'm thinking, thank you, Lord. And she starts laughing. I was like, ma'am, you don't understand. I was on the phone for a whole hour last night, and I could barely understand what the lady was saying to me. I said, it's so good to speak to someone that I can actually understand. She was calling me from Oklahoma.
That little accent to her, that was good. How y'all doing?
That part.
There. See?
Needless to say, Wi-Fi is working.
Wonderful.
All right.
So, you know that if you're ever on a call like that, you can stop and request somebody who English is their primary language. You're right. You know that, right?
Good, because I'm going to need to talk to Best Buy.
Well, it should. No, he's right there. He knows everything. Because it's on. Oh, and LaShawn knows a lot.
You couldn't tell me that?
Yeah, he is a chip off the old block.
You
So-
volunteer that information?
Did you know that? Yeah, see, LaShawn knew that. Where y'all been? Ain't knowing all. You just say, I can't get this. I'm getting frustrated. Can I speak to your boss?
I'll say it, but it's gonna be some four-letter words.
Right?
Right.
Right,
That
the
part.
four-letter
Reg,
words.
That part.
I know. And so before I get to that part, because I feel it coming on, I say, you know what? I think we're having a communication problem. Could you please connect me with your boss? My boss, and I go, whoa. Please connect me to your boss.
Try to do better. 'Cause I know
Hey,
That part.
hitting 0 doesn't always help. You know what I mean? Hitting no
Yeah,
doesn't help.
right.
So y'all gotta love this. My apologies. My apologies to our friends from the north. I get a call from New York. Now, occasionally, I'm thinking it's Line of Duty. Line of Duty occasionally gives me a call. It's always a different number, but it's from New York. So I get this call from New York. So apparently, every credit card processor in the world calls people who have credit card processing at the end of the year. This must be when you change carriers. I get at least a call a day from these people. It's so-and-so, hey, I'm with XYZ, and I'm like, can you repeat that? I have no idea what you're talking about. And this guy calls from New York, and he says, I'm from blah, blah, blah processing. I said, what do you do? We process credit cards. I said, I'm not interested. And the guy goes, well, you haven't even heard what I said. I said, man, I'm being North Carolina polite right now.
yes, sir.
And I just said, I'm not interested. Would you please take me off your list? But I said, that's not the answer I wanted to hear. What do you say when you get off the phone? He said, bye. I said, bye. Boom.
Wow.
Beef.
What?
My man.
You gotta be. Listen.
You don't see that sign often. You don't see that sign. I get frustrated if I get these calls every day, and they are trained to do their job. You don't take no for an answer. No means yes, so they keep going. I understand that. I've been in sales. I get it. But when I say I'm not interested, that means, it doesn't mean I don't understand you. It doesn't mean I'm incompetent. No. You don't understand. We have the best in the world. I'm sure you do. But I'm set. I'm set.
You can't be doing that, Beef.
Why?
You can't be doing that. That's not nice.
I'm getting amens from the corner over here.
That's Red. You get amen from him anyway.
Casey said it.
You can pass the collection plate. I might put some.
Hey, Casey, those two have known me. All right, let's think about how many years we've been together. So we've been at least together over 40 years. I'm not going to put a number on it. Over 40 years.
Absolutely.
They know the real beef.
Exactly.
This is like the scaled down, 54-year-old relaxed beef. It is. Now, we won't go the other way. It's still in there.
Come on
I
now.
love you, T, but I know him wrong.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna tell you, Daddy.
So you have learned something today that's going to enrich your life. You can ask for somebody where English is their primary language, and they will put someone on. If they do not, pick another carrier. Hey, life's your oyster, man. This is Burger King. Have it your way. You're the one that's the customer. You say, okay, AT&T, I'm going to Spectrum. Period. It's
I
easy.
don't like Spectrum.
It's easy. There's plenty of options out there. You don't like it someplace? Go somewhere else. You don't have to make a deal out of it. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be mean. All you have to say is, thank you for your time. I'm going somewhere else. Or thank you for your time. Bye. That's easy. Bye-bye.
That's better than I'm gonna let you speak to my cousin, Dalton. Click. I mean, that happens. That really happens.
I want everybody out there that's viewing right now to understand why we go on these tangents, why we sit and just have conversations. It is really because this is what we do every day. This is our therapy session. This is what we do when we come. We sit down, we have a smoke, we have a drink, water, bourbon, whatever it is that's your favorite. The idea in a cigar environment, a cigar lounge, is we are all here together. We are all here as one, And when we sit down, we all have the same goal in mind. That's to relax, have a good time, enjoy a good smoke, enjoy our company. Even if you don't smoke, you sit down, you're going to meet some really good people. And, you know, we like to illustrate that on our broadcast. You know, we could talk about the bourbon. We could talk about the cigar. We introduce it. We tell you how good it is. We tell you our opinion. Rarely, I'll be honest, rarely do we bring anything on the show that we're not going to be positive about, because I want to be positive about the products that we bring in and the products that we serve, because I think that it's easy to be negative.
Very.
Easy to be negative. Anybody can be negative.
True.
You know, you got these keyboard warriors out there that sit behind their screen and they say stuff they're not responsible for. Once it's out there, it's out there. Right? And you got your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter accounts, all that stuff, and you go, you know what? Man up, step out, come face to face, let's talk about it. But you don't have that because they can sit behind their computer.
Okay.
But we talk about real things here.
Okay. So let's talk about something real.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So I can say this because I haven't been there all week. Don't care if the airport burns to the ground. So
I do, because my daughter's flying in, and my son and Jessica are flying out, and Amanda's coming in with obviously my two daughters are coming in. They're going. I need the airport to be there, so I'm just saying.
So
Sorry.
I've been. Y'all know how I like to talk about TSA, right? So what's interesting is I got a phone call on the checkpoint one day, and it was human resources, lack of a better word. So the question came up about recruiting, because they feel, as a lot of other companies, they feel that they should go after a younger crowd. Okay, I get that. But as we all know in the workforce, they don't like to work. They're not working. So the subject came up of doing recruiting fairs, going out to job fairs, this, that, and the third. And he brought something to my attention. He said, T, we went to a job fair, and TSA had a booth set up. Waffle House had a booth set up, right? He said, so they standing there talking to this group of people, and the question came up of starting pay.
This is TSA.
TSA.
Before they went to Waffle House to get a raise.
That part.
Gotcha.
TSA starting out $18 an hour. Waffle House starting out $20. Where you think they're gonna go? So the problem is,
I'm reserving comment right now. I'm waiting.
no. Go ahead.
No.
Go
Go ahead. Go ahead. It's fine.
You can get them smothered and covered, or you can get smothered and covered, like for more.
I get it. I'm just wondering when smothered, covered, and chunked with your omelet and your waffle is going to start costing $20. How long can you keep up paying people without raising the price? You know, your Big Mac is going to be $10. At some point, how can you absorb the employment costs when you got to pay people so much just to come to work? And even then, they don't show up. You could send out, I talked to the owner of McDonald's locally, and we were talking about staffing. And I said, how are things going? I said, you guys got on the board out there $20 an hour. He's like, you know what? We get 5 applications for a job.
Right.
1 shows up for the interview, 0 show up to work.
That part.
So what I don't understand is how you can have TSA beside McDonald's. Not that there's anything wrong with either of those companies.
And I worked at both.
And I think that you have a different demographic of qualifications that you're looking for either, right? And I think that we have a situation at TSA. We've talked about it many times.
Right.
TSA, in my view, is our protection against things that happen on 9/11. We have that in place to protect all of us.
Right.
And people at TSA have to deal with so many different types of people every day that you must have somebody who is mature, that knows how to cope and deal with different personalities and people every day.
That's why I smoke and drink.
So how many people go through one TSA checkpoint a day? Do you know? In a shift? Do you know the numbers?
It depends on the checkpoint. So some you may have 1,000, some you may have 500.
Is this in a shift? Or is this
It's in
all
a
day?
shift.
24 hours?
It's in a shift.
In a shift. So how long is the
It's
shift?
8
8 hours? Okay. So let's multiply that times 3, because the airport's pretty much 24 hours. You know, you'll have some dead times. Restaurants aren't open till X, whenever. You know, the funny thing about the airport, you can go at 9 in the morning. You can't find anything to eat, but you can get drunk.
Wow.
Y'all been to the airport lately?
Yes, sir.
10 o'clock, we're going to open up. Now, you can get a Bojangles biscuit. You can get that. But if you want to go to a restaurant and sit down and have scrambled eggs and bacon for $30, you can do that, right? But you walk in right out of TSA. You got Cinnabon over here.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to Cinnabon, right? And you look to your right, there's a full bar over here. Bar's been open for hours.
Right.
There are people filled up in there. They're not serving food. They got no food. We eating Bloody Marys right now.
That's it.
Hey, not that I'm opposed to that, but I would think that we could get some good food. I understand COVID affected that. I understand that. Don't get me wrong. I get it. But, give you an example. My daughters are flying in at 5 a.m. on December 22nd. Coming in from Colorado so they can see Jack and Jessica. Jessica's from the Dominican Republic. Jack and Jessica are flying out for Christmas. Same day
Okay.
at 9:20 a.m. So I'm like, hey, you guys get together, go sit down, have some breakfast together, see each other. We'll come back and get you. Where are they going to have breakfast? There's nowhere to have breakfast. So you got to, so we're going to pick Maddie and Amanda up. We're going to have Jack and Jess with us.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go find a Waffle House because they're making $20 an hour.
That part.
Better be good. And we're going to have breakfast. Then we're going to take Jack and Jess back, drop them off for their flight, and then go home, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the plan.
That's the plate.
They don't know it, but they're hearing it now. So, when is the airport? Now, we're talking about Charlotte Douglas International Airport in Charlotte. 5th busiest airport in the world. When are they going to have the a departures place open?
It's open.
Is it both open now?
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
All the top and the bottom of the road.
Top and the bottom are open. Okay, so we're good now. So I was worried about that. A pain?
It looked like a New York City street.
Oh, it was awful. It was awful. So there's growth at the airport. I've never been to the airport when it wasn't under construction.
Oh my God.
And more power to them because they're bringing in money. They're a big airport. I love it, but a little inconvenient. Just saying.
Oh yeah. And
Like,
hey, when
get
I,
Uber.
trust me when I say this. Read the signs. Read the signs. So many people come in there and they just stand there because they have no idea where they're going.
It's tough.
It
It's
is
tough. People
It
don't
is.
do it every day, especially over the holidays. People travel maybe once a year. They don't. I mean, we've talked about this. I mean, I know in a job that you have, it's easy to not get that people don't know what they're not supposed to bring. And I get that. People don't pay attention, man. They're just packing their bags last minute. Got to get out of here. Got to get to the airport early so I can leave. And, you know, their knife is left in there. They got a 45. I get it.
What? What? Oh my God!
I was joking.
No, they do.
No,
they
they
really
do.
do.
So I'm just saying they didn't mean to. They just left it in there. So we've talked about the guys that leave the Blantons in there, the Eagle Rare bottles they're taking with them. Here's advice. Pack it in your checked luggage, Matty Huff. In your checked luggage. Do not carry that on because you can't have liquids in that size.
Oh, not only that. So everybody, I ain't gonna say everybody. A lot of people love the TSA Chronicles. So at JFK, there was a cat that went through checked baggage. So we talked about it on the podcast. You know, everybody was like, "What is that? What is that?"
It looks like this skeleton.
Yeah. Lo and behold, a guy comes through Charlotte Douglas a couple weeks ago with a cat
We have a copycat.
in a carrier. He sets the carrier on the conveyor and runs it through the X-ray.
Give us some cheese. Cat's gonna be fine. Cat's fine. Cat is fine.
He exits
Stick
out.
his,
No.
stick his paw in an
No.
electrical outlet.
He exits out,
Yeah.
comes back, and the supervisor had to actually run back there to the other officer and said, "Make sure he takes that cat out of the bag this time."
So let me ask you. I'm carrying my animal in. Dog, cat, canary, whatever it is. Eagle. Do I put it in the thing that I'm doing like this, like perp walking? You know, you got to put your hands up, and they do. How do you do an animal?
Nope.
How does that work? Because they can carry them on. They can take them with them now.
They can take it with them.
But how does
So-
that process work?
If your animal is in a carrier, you remove the animal from the carrier, and we bring them through the metal detector.
You wand them?
No, they walk through the
Cat's
metal
got
detector,
an artificial knee. Got a wand.
and then we test the passenger's hands
Why is that?
because that's part of the process.
So you test the passenger's hands after they touch the animal.
If they're carrying the animal through, even if it's on a leash, test the passenger's hands.
And what is the purpose of that?
Test the passenger's hands.
You don't know the purpose of that. You don't know the reason behind it. And that's okay. The point we're making is it could have bomb residue on it. It could have something in it, right? Is that what you're thinking? I mean, I'm just thinking, why would you do that?
Yep.
I don't know.
It's part of the SOP.
So take SOP. It's part of the SOP. So here we go. Elijah Craig, great pour. Smooth.
Yep.
Probably a little less proof than I like, but it's very smooth. Very good drink. This cigar, hey guys, this is a phenomenal cigar. All the way through. The burn has been incredible.
Right.
Right now, no warmth on my fingers. It's not burning my fingers.
It's good.
You can smoke this down to the nub.
Yep.
Never have a problem. I'm telling you, it's a 94 rated cigar. Has to be.
It might be.
Something wrong with this world if this cigar is not rated that high. Maybe they didn't buy the advertising. I don't know. But I'm telling you, AJ Fernandez, great job.
Yep. AJ's
New
been
world.
doing big things, man.
AJ is a phenomenal company. So we are fortunate to carry them here. We're fortunate to have them. Don Williams, thank you. Appreciate you. He's our rep.
Yep.
Love working with Don. He's a great guy.
Cool guy.
T, what's the best cigar you're smoking?
The one I'm having right now with my family and friends.
Salute. See you guys next week. Thanks for joining.